So, we've talked a lot, of course, about the current Eagles. And most times when we talk about them, a lot of the comparisons have been to 2023. Is this going to be like 2023? And Nick Sirianni brought up when he was on with the morning show the other day, well, we turned it around in 2024. So it seems like the two options we've been talking about for this Eagles team on this Football Friday are which way is it going to go? Are they going to unravel like 2023, or are they going to get it together, become a Super Bowl contender like 2024? But I was thinking this morning, those aren't really the two paths. I think there are three paths for this team. And this will be an on-the-record Friday. We want to know which path you think these Eagles are going to take. 215-592-9494. The way I see it, there are three paths. There is, it unravels completely, gets ugly like 2023. That's certainly possible. There is, they get it together, they have too much talent, they end up being a Super Bowl contender just like 2024. That is one path. But the third path, I think, is the most maddening, and I actually think is the most likely, is that it stays kind of like this all year long. That we will get some weeks where the Eagles look good, and we will get some weeks where the Eagles look bad. We will get some games where they look good and they look bad. They will be overall pretty confounding, and we will wind up with some sort of 9-10 win season, maybe get in the playoffs, something like that. We talk ourselves into it. But that is the other option, is that it just sort of stays like this, that we get a true Super Bowl hangover season for the whole season, that it doesn't unravel, it doesn't come together, it just sort of stays like this. So, Ika will ask you, and I'm asking you at 215-592-9494, which path do you think it takes?
No surprise here, brother. I haven't given up on back-to-back. We're going back to the Super Bowl like I predicted at the beginning of the year, and I haven't wavered from that. And here's why. I believe there's enough time to get this thing turned around, Spike. I really do. There are small signs that I'm liking. Not big signs that tell me there's a great change about to happen. But if I can get small signs that things are at least headed in a positive direction, then time is on my side, because I have 12 weeks to get this thing the way we want it to be. I don't know what the ultimate record is going to be at the end.
Sure, yeah.
But there is the potential to be playing your best football late in the year and this thing clicking, and then you go on a run, because you know what that feels like to be in the postseason, to play football, meaningful football in late December, January, into February. We have that experience more than any other NFC team. More than any other NFC teams. Now, there's some coaches that have great experience, but I don't know if their rosters have the experience that the Eagles have over the last 3 years with the majority of this roster and the coaching staff. So I'm going to hang my hat on that. And here's another thing that I'll look at. If they can get past Sunday, and Sunday won't be an easy win. It won't be. It's not an easy task. It's on the road.
Yep, against a tough defense.
Yes. So you... until I can really see the running game get going, everything is going to look difficult to me.
Yep.
But if they can get past Sunday with a W, you got the Giants after that at home. That's a win.
Oh, yeah.
Not being swept by the Giants.
Okay.
That's not happening.
All right.
Then we got a bye week. You come out of the bye week, you got Green Bay, who I think is a good team, not a great team.
Okay.
You got Detroit. It's at home.
Okay.
It's at home, not on the road.
It's a good team, though.
No, very good team.
Yeah,
arguably the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be a difficult opponent. This is where I'm assuming we're starting to get going, right? And so I'm assuming that's a toss-up right there. That's a toss-up. And then I got the Cowboys, the Bears, the Chargers, the Raiders, Washington. Buffalo won't be easy on the road. I had that as a loss already. But you got Washington in 2 out of the last 3 weeks. All I'm saying is that somehow we made it through the most difficult stretch of the schedule, the first 4 weeks. We made it through it undefeated.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
If we can get through this stretch here, winning the majority of the games, you go into the playoffs at 12-5, winning the NFC East, you're hosting a playoff game.
Yep.
I trust us. So,
and I would say that is Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
That's really the question. The question is less about what their record will be. It's more about a feel. Is it an unraveling? Is it a come together where we go into the playoffs and they're a real Super Bowl contender, or is it just sort of this, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, sort of back and forth? We're going to have to talk ourselves into it season, and that is what it feels like to me.
And I understand that. All I'm saying is right now, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, we get to the bye week and say we've lost. If we lose to Minnesota, you're 4-3, and then we go into the bye week at 5-3. Yeah, it won't feel as good.
Yep.
It won't feel as good. But you're still 5-3.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no one in the NFC right now that's undefeated.
Running away with it.
I mean,
yes.
and Tampa is 5-1. Everybody's sort of waiting for that to come back to earth a little bit. You're really in there with, the Lions are 4-2, the Niners are 4-2. They seem like a fake 4-2. The Rams are 4-2. Who knows with that?
I think
the
Detroit
Commanders
and Tampa,
are 3-3.
I like Tampa because of what they're doing. I like Detroit because of what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, they're good teams. They're good teams. But
and Green Bay has a little bit of experience. They've been in the playoffs the last 2 years, so you got to give them credit for that.
But not running away with it.
Yeah.
There doesn't look to be any team that is. All right, 215-592-9494. It's On the Record Friday. Which path do you see most likely for the Eagles? They end up as a Super Bowl contender, it completely unravels, or we stay in this middle portion where it doesn't really feel like anything and ends up being a true Super Bowl hangover season. Jack, which path do you think is most likely?
I think they're going to be fine.
Really?
I think they're going to be fine. They're like I like a lot of stuff coming out of the locker room this week. I know it sounds like I'm trying to talk yourself into
It's good stuff.
It's good.
Good stuff.
The AJ thing was, I thought, putting on a little bit of an act, but like I liked what Saquon said, and I think Saquon's the real equalizer here, and I think he said he's falling back in love with the process again. Like the second Saquon gets back to being Saquon, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I think this is still 11-12 win football team.
And they go into the playoffs as Super Bowl contenders again. All right.
They're going through a rough patch.
And all the mood stuff is one thing. The offensive line not playing well is something that I really
that's real.
I can't even remember experiencing that as an Eagles fan, anytime recently.
It's been a while. Well, really, I mean, that 2020 season was so bad. I don't even know who to blame what in that season.
That's we weren't even there. It didn't even count.
Yeah, it didn't even count.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things ever. Is when I went for Merrill, Mike, and Howard to call that game, and I was in the stadium with nobody in the stands watching that game. One of the weirdest things ever in history. All right, we'll get to your calls in a second, 215-592-9494.